Hi there, my name is Jonathan Winstead. I'm a freelance producer, director, and sound designer, also known as Invicta Digital. What you're about to listen to is the pilot episode of an original audio drama series called the Invicta Collective. While we have 7 more 25-minute episodes that we'd like to bring you to finish out the first season, we have no funding to be able to do so. I have a whole cast and crew of wonderfully talented people just waiting in the wings to continue on with the season, and I would very much like to provide them fair compensation for their time and effort. So, very soon, we're going to hold a Kickstarter campaign to try to raise the funds to finish out Season 1. If you enjoy our pilot episode, we would be honored if you would subscribe to our podcast feed and follow us on social media at Invicta Digital, so you can be notified once our campaign begins. We would also ask for your assistance in sharing this pilot episode with your family and friends on social media. Even if you're unable to contribute in the Kickstarter campaign, your sharing gift could make all the difference for us, and we'd truly be grateful. But I've delayed your adventure long enough, so sit back, relax, please wear a pair of nice headphones, and enjoy Episode 1 of the Invicta Collective.
Are you sure about this, Master?
You question me?
Not as a follower, but as a friend. He will surely be angry.
Yet he can do nothing about it. He and I conspired together to keep this a secret. Now I've changed my mind. Completed. 4 stone tablets to tell the tale of Enkidu.
Please, do not take this wrong. But if the outcome of creating these tablets isn't concerning, then why, Brigade, are we resorting to etching them in the dead of night?
Quiet.
I am sorry, Master.
No, silence. Did you not hear that?
Have we sprung a leak?
There's someone here.
Huh?
Someone indeed, my former friend.
You've come to drown me.
And to destroy any trace of those. What better way than with a flood?
No! Master! Dear gods.
You don't bleed. You're...
Goodbye, Gilgamesh! Your tale will be lost to the sands of time!
Invicta Digital presents The Invicta Collective, Season 1. Story by Matthew Higgins and Jonathan Winstead. Script by Vincent Dejani. With an original soundtrack by Evan Boyerman. Episode 1. The adventure begins!
Miss Morris!
Please send a telegraph back that we'll have the site cleaned out in another day or 2 at this rate.
Of course, ma'am. Good afternoon. Miss Morris, sorry to interrupt.
Have you found something? I heard the dynamite.
Well, not exactly. We have a problem.
I can't spare any more delays.
It's your guide man. He's inside the pit.
Hand me my pistol, please. Oh, Arthur.
Even after thousands of years, there's still some moisture in this pit. Gotta love Mother Nature, eh?
Asa, are you sure this is a good idea?
What's your adventurous spirit, Bash? You like sitting around a dig site for a week doing nothing?
The only spirit here is going to be yours when this pit collapses. I should have listened to my father when he warned me not to get involved in your...
You're not involved. That's why you're at the entrance.
It's just that... Well, you're scaring all the workers. They're huddled all around, telling me it's going to collapse.
Please continue to only translate the helpful parts of what they're saying. Tell them not to let off any more dynamite while I'm in here.
If you die...
You let him go inside?
Miss Morris, Oh, are you looking for Asa? I don't know where he could possibly be.
You were supposed to control him. Mr. Hughes, you are in violation of so many excavation protocols. The Antiquities Act of 1906, defamation of a gravesite, safety measure 17,
Is that you?
and 605. Get out of there immediately.
Whoa.
Arthur, I will shoot you if you don't get out of that pit right now.
If you shoot me, I'll fall further into the pit.
Fine. Get out now, or I'll shoot you when you eventually do come out.
Well, Miss Morris, that does sound tempting. But I'm afraid I've found something.
Seriously?
I'm going to attach it to the rope. I've also got bones.
Arthur!
Seems like you've got rather a large mess to clean up now.
You rambunctious idiot!
Whoa, Lola, I'm out. Put the pistol away.
You're alive!
Only bumps and bruises, my boy.
Wait, why am I hugging you? You scared me half to death.
I calculated the depth of the pit and knew exactly how much time I needed to escape. Simple mathematics, really. Although I was off by about a second there. You'd think someone so keen on protocol as Lola would ensure her employees weren't detonating dynamite while someone was inside the pit.
I'll be addressed as Miss Morris on the site. Thank you.
Here, you boys pull this. Can you translate, Bash?
Oh, yeah. Ich habe el habel. Arthur bekulin nektuk laumin el hofra.
Shall we?
That was unnecessarily dangerous.
It seemed necessary to me. Your men said it would take another 2 days to stabilize that pit before they could go in.
They might have been right.
Hand me my cigars, would you, Bash?
A celebratory smoke for nearly dying.
Lola, listen.
Miss Morris.
You hired me again because I'm the best at what I do.
Which is what? Being modest?
Uncovering the truth about history. Disproving the infantile stories of gods and monsters.
Shattering dreams.
Ah, yes, the dreams of crazed treasure hunters wishing wild fantasies to be true.
Your parents chased those dreams.
Your parents?
Ignore her, Bash. I do.
Let's not forget, Mr. Hughes, that I run this dig, and I own all the equipment, the plane, everything. So I ask that you have the decency to show me a little bit of respect. Common courtesy.
You're right. I apologize.
And another thing. You were brought on for field work and scouting, so let's stick to that. T.E. Lawrence himself was recently fined for all his gallivanting into forbidden tombs, so lest you want a similar penalty, I'll thank you to follow my protocols.
I am sorry. Your client believes this is the place Gilgamesh died with his treasure. We found bones, which seem to be consistent, and I helped answer the question regarding treasure. So, now we can fly out 2 days early.
Helped answer it how?
Oh, did I forget to mention? Look.
You managed to attach something to a rope during a cave-in?
Relax and keep on. That's what I always say.
Bring that up here.
What do you say, Lola? A bet for old time's sake? We find something, I buy us around. If it's empty, like I expect it to be, drinks are on you.
My client was right about the gravesite, so they'll be right about the treasure. Deal.
A chest? Wow. This is the Mark of Gilgamesh.
So it is? Open it up.
I am not opening it. It's cursed.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Careful.
Told you.
There's nothing.
Impossible.
Now who's thirsty? Don't look so grim, Lola. Maybe you'll be right about the next dig.
Not so fast. We're still going to excavate the entire site. My men may find something. The Mark of Gilgamesh was there, after all.
Correct my memory. Bash, was that chest empty?
It was indeed empty.
Empty chest means drinks for us.
Can he even drink yet?
My son! You have returned from the dig site. I trust working with Arthur for a day has been enough to remove any silly notions of treasure hunting from your head.
Assalamu alaikum, my friend. On the contrary, Bash has rather a knack for our business.
Unfortunate for my worrying heart. May I... I'm sorry you didn't find anything, Miss Morris.
You told your informant already?
No, actually. How'd you know?
It was just a hunch.
Dad?
You don't operate off hunches, Mo. What have you got?
Someone came to visit me earlier today, Arthur. He gave me something that I believe would be helpful to your search.
Was he a trusted source?
The man was a mystery to me, but he mentioned, among other things, that it was highly sensitive information. Something people would kill for.
Then why not come to me directly?
I'm not sure, but he wanted me to give you this.
Well, move your hand.
Before I show you this, I know it will be worth something to you. But once I show it, it will be worth nothing to me.
He brought it to you to give to me, correct?
Well, he was vague about the conditions.
Are these the type of people you associate yourself with, Mr. Hughes?
Mohammed, if you don't move your hand, I'll do it for you.
Have I told you the legend of the cave in the middle of the desert? One so treacherous to reach, only few have made it back. But those that do tell of mysterious markings on the walls.
Those are called hieroglyphs. Blast, you're strong.
The markings are some sort of map. But they've been so eroded by time that the map is unreadable. Until now.
Lola paid a man.
Me?
Miss Morris, let's not forget that you run this dig, and you own the equipment, the plane, everything.
He's your informant.
Fine.
Very good. Now, here is what I have to show you.
A rock.
What is it?
Careful, careful! My visitor told me this is made from the same stone as the walls in the cave. In fact, it is part of the map itself.
It's got the Mark of Gilgamesh on it.
No, it doesn't. Where?
Here.
That's just a line carved into sandstone. It could be anything.
The man said it was made by Gilgamesh himself, after Gilgamesh's supposed death.
That's notoriously difficult to do, I hear.
So, the cave map is related to the tale of Gilgamesh.
It would appear so.
What's all this about, sir?
I do not know. The man didn't say, and there are still many more missing pieces of the mural.
Mr. Mumba, I don't mean to doubt you, but my client is adamant about the location of Gilgamesh's tomb. And Arthur himself confirmed the existence of bones. With his parents' research on the topic, I'm inclined to believe him over your mysterious visitor.
And you know how much I hate to be wrong, Mo.
Can you confirm that the bones belong to Gilgamesh? As I thought, This mystery man suggested that Gilgamesh was only injured in the collapse, and he fled across the desert to this cave.
Amid the sandstorms and quicksand too, eh? That's exactly where I'd flee to if I were injured in a cave-in.
Technically you were.
So, Mo, how would you explain the bones?
If I dug as deep as you lot in any part of this desert, I'm sure I too would stumble across some remains.
Stumble across? Bah!
Asa, please.
You're buying the next round too, Lola.
How far is the oasis from here?
You can't be serious.
Why not? My client would love this kind of find.
And I'll stay here, twiddling my thumbs for another week or more? No thank you.
Then what do you suggest? You don't like to be wrong, correct? By my book, we very well may be digging in the incorrect place. That would make you very wrong.
If I may...
No!
Quiet, Mo. Lola, these types of false discoveries pop up across the globe. You don't see me trouncing around disproving every one. You only need worry about the legitimate claims.
This seems legitimate to me. We'll finish with the current dig tomorrow, then move on to find this cave. I'm sure my client won't mind the extra expense.
Good gods, we found the tomb. We found bones. There was no treasure, no evidence supporting legends or myths, just bones, regardless of how far down you dig. I will not stay here another day.
Then you're free to find your own way home.
Fine. A solution. Bash and I will travel to this cave and disprove these fantastical notions once and for all. You can pack up here and we'll leave tomorrow.
I am afraid I must protest. This is too dangerous for Bashir.
What? That's so...
Quiet, Bashir. I let you have your fun. That is enough.
Then I'll go alone. Same deal. We fly out after I return.
It's a few hours from nightfall. Anyone trapped there at night is said to spend eternity wandering.
It'll take me no time at all. I'm going and that's final.
Then, I'm going with you.
Absolutely not. That desert's no place for a woman.
Oh, hush, Arthur. Are you afraid of another bet?
No. Good Lord. Could you have packed any more?
I want to be prepared.
Oh, congratulations. I didn't realize Mr. Baden-Powell was letting women into the Scouts.
It's just an hour outside the city, but do be careful. Sandstorms are notorious once you pass the dunes, and you need to make it back before sundown.
It will be fine, Mo. Stop worrying.
Arthur, don't forget this. Here, to match it up with any gaps in the mural you may find.
If we uncover anything, I'll buy this little nub from you at whatever price. We'll all be rich. Whoa there!
Safe travels to you, my friends.
Well, seeing as we have an hour, we might as well enjoy each other's company a little. A game or a chat, perhaps?
Well, I have a topic of conversation. Did you not trust me to find this cave on my own?
I know you're not a liar or a thief, Mr. Hughes. Otherwise, I wouldn't have hired you a second time. But you are reckless. I'm here for your safety and the safety of my client's assets. Nothing more.
Mr. Hughes still, Lola? After that last dig, I thought we'd become rather good friends.
You and I have very different recollections of those events.
What of our long talks and all the dinners?
Are you referring to our business meetings? That wasn't dinner.
There was food.
That was strictly business, Mr. Hughes. Not personal. If I recall, you even left me with the bill after.
Right. Maybe we should just ride in silence. You doing okay back there?
Are the winds normally this bad?
What's that?
These conditions are getting far too dangerous! We should turn back!
Oh, does that mean I'd win the bet and we abandon this search indefinitely?
Not a chance!
Then we carry on. Yeah!
Slow down!
To make it over the hill, we'll need to build up some speed. Yeah! Yeah! Whoa! 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 Blast! I'm bleeding. Lola! Lola! Miss Morris, can you hear me? Look what you've done now, Arthur. Lola! I see a cave up ahead! Lola!
Hold still.
Where are we? Am I dead?
I can assure you, Mr. Hughes, anything that would give you the impression that our afterlives were somehow entwined is most definitely a dream. We're very much alive, although for how long, I'm not sure. There. That should hold for a bit, but you need antibiotics.
Ow! Oh! Why is my face so raw?
Had to get you over to this cave somehow, and you're too heavy to carry, so...
You dragged me?
Better than dying out there!
I'm not so sure.
Here, drink. Is that why you go parading headfirst into danger? Have you got a death wish? Because if so, I'll happily keep all the water to myself.
Don't you know, Miss Morris? Ow! I was going to say invincible, but I'm in quite a bit of pain. How long was I out?
A few hours. I was hoping the storm broke, but no luck.
Well, thank goodness for that. I dare say I wouldn't have had any skin left by the time you dragged my body back to town. Did you even try to wake me up first?
You were out cold. I gave you a little kick and everything. Going for a smoke? Your cigars didn't make the cut.
I'm exploring. This is a cave after all.
Here, give me the rock and the lighter. I'll trade you.
Brandy? Oh, just a sip, I suppose.
It's for your wounds.
I have a deep one. Way down inside my gut, Miss Morris. Anything?
It's dark, and this wall is badly damaged, but I do see markings. It could take hours to tell where this piece goes, if anywhere.
That's a kicker.
Here, let me.
It doesn't feel as bad when you do it. Never mind.
Do you think we'll ever find any real relic from Gilgamesh? If this isn't one?
Of course not. All of these legends are silly myths, overinflated to give some color to a man who was nothing more than an average king. He died like the rest of us, without treasure.
I'm serious. I've staked my name on big expeditions and so far have turned up nothing. First El Dorado, then the Holy Grail, now Gilgamesh. I'm beginning to think my reputation exceeds my actual discoveries.
It does.
How dare you?
Don't waste it! That's vintage 1901 brandy.
As much as you don't want to admit it, I am your employer on this venture,
I didn't mean it offensively.
How is that not offensive?
You're not of this life. My parents indoctrinated me in it. I didn't have much of a choice. Your reputation, Miss Morris, is one of spectacle. A farm girl who came from nothing to now own one of the largest expedition crews across the globe. Forgive me for saying, but you are much prettier and less cutthroat in person than I'd heard tale of. So dare I say it's a good thing if your reputation precedes you a bit.
Well... It looks like the wind is dying down.
Giving way to enough sunlight to explore the rest of this cave.
What? We have to head back.
But don't you want to put the mystery to rest?
Not if it means getting stuck here all night.
We had enough trouble finding this as it was.
Mr. Hughes, I am headed back to town. If you'd like to join me, there's room up here. If not, you may search for whatever you'd like here. Alone, in the dark, with no guarantee I'll return to you.
We'll explore this cave tomorrow, then.
Perfect. Oh, and... tomorrow will be our last time working together.
What? On the brink of discovery?
Your recklessness. It's a danger to my expeditions. There's no place for renegades in modern archaeology. Mr. Hughes.
My apologies. My mind was wandering.
So was your proximity.
I don't have a death wish.
Hmm?
You asked in the cave if I had a death wish. I don't.
It was a facetious question.
With some truth, though.
Oh?
After my parents left me for the umpteenth time, I wanted to show them that I didn't need them. So I followed my friends and classmates into the Great War. But while I was in training, my parents died in an airship accident. First time I held a rifle after that, I stared down the barrel and imagined another human aiming at me as I aimed at him. I imagined dying. Alone, leaving no legacy behind. It shook me so much, I couldn't even fire. I was too afraid.
I picked up on your dislike of firearms.
In that moment, I decided I'd rather be clever than brave. So I made up a disease and got myself relieved of duty. Justified my cowardice by thinking that the world could be better served by my knowledge than my sacrifice. 2 weeks later, my lifelong friend was killed overseas. They couldn't even recover the body. I got word through his wife, and now, whether or not she blamed me for leaving him, didn't matter. I blamed myself. I've worn my failure as a badge of shame ever since his funeral. I swore I'd never be a coward again.
So, you've decided the best way to make up for your cowardice in the war is to run away from your feelings for the rest of your life.
My feelings? It has nothing to do with my feelings.
It has everything to do with them. You clearly are tormented with guilt at the loss of friends and family. But instead of facing that and dealing with it properly, you rush headlong into everything with no regard for your own life. You wanted to spite your parents, so you went to war. Didn't work. They died while you were gone. So now, you try to spite them by disproving years of their theological research.
Gods.
Yes, Their research of Gilgamesh and the gods, immortality,
No,
whatever.
no, Lola, look ahead.
Oh my. Our camp!
Here! Bash! Bash, can you hear me?
You have to save.
What happened here? Who did this?
Miss Morris. And Arthur Hughes, I take it?
Miguel, what's going on?
Such a shame to see a crew go up in flames. Especially one as fine as yours, don't you think? I promise we'll compensate you for your losses, provided you comply.
Comply?
Yes, it seems you have something that I want. And I have something you may want as well.
No!
Dad?
Is this about the dig? We haven't found anything yet. I sent word.
I know. We were only going to intercede if you found something. Which at first you didn't. And then, we overhear something about the stone map and, well, here we are.
You want this? Let him go.
Of course. As soon as you give me the stone.
Arthur, no! They'll just kill you!
My
What the
father!
chickens are you doing?
Bash, no!
You
can't.
have no idea of the true significance of Gilgamesh, Miss Morris. Humanity isn't meant to know.
All this over a piece of stone? It might not even be related to Gilgamesh.
Oh, but it is. And we'll obtain it using whatever force is necessary. So please, behave. Grab them.
Start the plane.
I need to get to my father!
You need to run or you'll be dead too. Go! Well, this has gone all to pot. Get in.
No!
He's dead, Bash. Don't be a fool. Lola!
Go, Arthur! I'll distract them! Arthur, what are you doing?
I really wouldn't shoot this if I were you.
Get out of here!
I have a better distraction in mind.
This is no time for a cigar!
Close, but not a cigar. Run! Come on!
They killed my father!
Who are those guys?
That was my client.
Your client?
Watch in front!
Here we go!
How could you, Asa? You left him to die. And you brought those people.
Look, he was dead, Bash. It hurts me too, but I'd rather grieve when we're safe. Why would your client want us dead?
I don't know. He said we weren't meant to find anything, and then...
This.
Fly the plane, Arthur!
Oops, on it! Take the stupid rock.
All this over a stone? What truth of Gilgamesh can't come out?
None. Your client was a lunatic, clearly.
Even so, What matters is that someone thinks there's something to it that's worth killing for.
Guys!
The Gilgamesh legends are just a myth.
Guys!
Unless they're not.
Guys!
What, Bash?
What does that red light mean?
Lola, you own the plane, if I remember correctly.
Shut up, Arthur! The fuel tank has been hit. We're empty.
Empty? It doesn't sound good.
Brace yourselves! We're going down!
Blast!
You've been listening to the Invicta Collective Season 1, an Invictum Digital audio production. For more information about this production, visit us online at invictumdigital.com. That's invictumdigital.com. This story was written by Matthew Higgins and Jonathan Winstead. The script written by Vincent DeJani. It was directed by Jonathan Winstead with an original soundtrack composed by Evan Boyerman. Our character art was done by Matthew's Markers, and our editing, Foley, and graphic design by Jonathan Winstead. Starring Graham Rowett as Arthur Hughes, with Sarah Ruth Thomas as Lola Morris, David Ogrodowski as Mohammed Mumba, Caleb Bressler as Bashir Mumba, and Jonathan Cook as Gilgamesh. Alistair Mackey was Utnapishtim, John Doyle, Miguel, William English III as the friend of Gilgamesh, and Ahmad Judah as the excavation crew. It was narrated by Alistair Mackey and produced by Jonathan Winstead. If you'd like to help us out in creating more of this series, please share this production with your friends, leave us a review wherever you happen to be listening, follow us on social media at Invictum Digital, and keep an eye out for our Kickstarter campaign. On behalf of us all, thanks for listening.